Good morning, Mrs. Pierce here. Just want to show you what point slope form is and how we can use point slope form versus slope intercept form to find the equation of a line. So here is point slope form. You may see this on Keystones, PSSAs, maybe another teacher will teach you how to use point slope form. Personally, I just use slope-intercept form when I'm finding the equation of a line, but I just want to show it to you to give you an option. So point slope form looks like this. So on the left, I have y minus y sub 1 equals m, or my slope, times x minus x sub 1. So that is point slope form. Basically, the x1 and the y1 come from a point. So in this example down here, my x1 is 6, my y sub 1 is negative 3. So again, the x sub 1, y sub 1 have to come from the same point, so an ordered pair. This y and this x that is by itself, that's going to stay y and x in my equation, and the m is my slope that I'll have to fill in. So let's use this example here. So if my slope is negative 3/4 and it goes through the point 6, negative 3. So I'm just going to start by writing out my form. So it would be y minus y1 equals my slope times x minus x sub 1. So I'm going to simplify things here. That's going to be y plus 3. And then on the right, I'm going to distribute that slope through. So that's going to be negative 3/4 x plus, because it's a negative times a negative, and negative 3/4 times negative 6 is going to be 9/2. And just a little FYI, what I did was I know 2 went into 4 2 times, 2 went into 6 3 times, and then I did 3 times 3 is 9, and then I've got 2 in my denominator. Okay, so now I have to subtract 3 to both sides. So I have y equals negative 3/4 x plus, and this is like 4 1/2, and 4 1/2 minus 3 is 1 1/2. And right there is the equation of my line. So again, that was using point slope form. I substituted in y1 and I substituted in x1, and then I just distributed. I got that 3 to the other side, done. So again, some people like this. It works all the time. So if you like it, then I would write that formula down in your notes and use it. Okay, so you can either rewind, you can pause right now and write down this formula, or not use it at all. So let me show you how you would just use slope-intercept form if you were going to do this problem. So slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So in this one, I'm going to substitute the y and the x from my point and m so that I can figure out what b is. So that's my goal here, is to find b. And so if I do that, I had, let's see, y was negative 3, so negative 3 equals, my slope was negative 3/4, my x in the problem was 6, and we don't know b. And so I get negative 3 equals negative 3/4 times 6. Let me multiply that out. And that was negative 9/2 plus b. Now I'm just going to add 9/2 to both sides because I'm just solving this equation. And just like before, that's really 4 1/2. And so we end up with b equals 1 1/2. Just like up above, and now I'm just going to rewrite it. So y equals negative 3/4 x plus 1 1/2. Again, they both probably take about the same amount of time. It is a matter of preference. Okay, you may gladly go back and watch those examples if you need to. So the only other kind that will be on your test is if I give you 2 points. So if I give you 2 points, it is just like the problems we did, but first we have to find the slope. And so remember, slope is the change in y's over the change in x's. We just have to make sure we start with the same point first. So I'm going to start with this point, and I'm going to do 97 minus negative 14. And by the way, I chose to do this point first because I was looking ahead, and I know that subtracting a negative is really like adding a positive. All right, so 97 plus 14 is 111. And then 29 plus 8 is 37. It doesn't really look like they will divide into each other, but they actually do. So sometimes you might want to just double check. 37 is a prime number, so the only way this would work would be if 37 actually goes into 111. And in my head, I'm like, 7 times 3 is 21. So I know that's a possibility since this ends in a 1. And so I tried it, it works. So my slope is nice and pretty. My slope is 3. Now it is just like the problems we just did, okay? So if I use my point slope formula, I'm going to say y minus negative 14. I'm going to use those negatives again because I know they'll end up being positive, equals 3 times x minus negative 8. So that's really plus positive, and now we've got y plus 14 equals 3x plus 24. I distributed, and now I have y equals 3x plus 10. There's my equation, and I'm done. Using the other method, I could say, okay, y equals mx plus b. So this time I'm going to use 97 equals 3 times 29 plus b. 3 times 29, I remember from up above, actually I don't remember, is 87. Subtract 87 from both sides, and I get b equals 10, so now I can just write my equation. So y equals my slope times x plus my y-intercept, and I'm done. Okay, hopefully that helped. Again, you can rewind it if you need to. You want to put these in your notes. Don't just try to think you'll remember them. Let me know if you have any questions.